Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today I am going to explain situational leadership 2. We have already discussed two contingency theories of leadership, Fiedler's contingency model and path goal theory. Another important contingency theory of leadership is known as situational leadership 2 or SL2. The learning objective of this lesson is to explain situational leadership 2. The primary focus of this theory is on the characteristics of group members. This theory measures the leadership effectiveness by matching the leadership style to the characteristics of group members. That is, leadership effectiveness is a function that matches the leadership behavior to the group member characteristics. Situational leadership, developed by Blanchard and his colleagues, takes into account the characteristics of followers as the important element of situation. This approach focuses on the capabilities of followers on a given task and consequently determines effective leadership style. The point of the theory is followers vary in competence and commitment level and hence need a different leadership behavior. For example, a skilled worker might need less guidance from a supervisor as compared to an unskilled worker. Theory is designed to raise both job performance and personal development. It fosters work environment where competence is developed, commitment takes place, and turnover among talented workers is reduced. This theory is especially applicable to frontline leaders such as managers, supervisors, and team leaders. The major point of situational leadership theory is that the basis for effective leadership is managing the relationship between leader and subordinates on a given task. The effective leadership behavior can be exhibited on two dimensions: supporting the followers or directing the followers. Supporting behavior can be described as listening to the followers' needs, giving recognition to their work performance, communicating important decisions, encouraging their participation, and when needed, providing enough coaching and guidance. Whereas directive behavior includes giving explicit directions, explaining the job, controlling, supervising the followers, and ensuring rules and regulations are met. SL2 model is presented in this figure. According to the model, effective leaders adapt one of the four leadership styles according to the level of commitment and competence of an individual on a given task. The combination of the subordinates, commitment and competence determines his development level as follows. D1 means an enthusiastic follower. This follower is characterized by low competence but high commitment level. And the matching leadership style is directive leadership style. A leader who is high on directing and instructing the individual on the given task shows effectiveness. Similarly, D2 is a disillusioned learner. This individual has gained some competence but has been disappointed after having experienced several setbacks. Hence, his commitment is low at this stage. Such an individual needs coaching leadership style. A leadership who is high on directing as well as high on supporting behaviors. D3 is a capable but cautious performer. The learner has growing competence, yet his commitment is variable. Such an individual needs sporting leadership style. A leadership style that is low on directing and high on sporting behaviors. D4 is a self-reliant achiever. The individual has high competence as well as commitment. Such an individual demands for delegating leadership style. A leader who is low on directing as well as low on sporting behaviors. Hence, this model identifies four broad categories of individual characteristics as well as four classes of leadership behaviors that might be feasible to a given class of individual characteristics. For the best results, leader is required to match his style to the development level of the group member, whereas development level is determined by the commitment and the competence of that individual. Each quadrant in this figure indicates the desired match between leader style and subordinate development level. A key point of this model is that no one style is best. An effective leader uses all four styles depending on the subordinate's development level on a given task. Situational leadership model supports the common belief that leadership behavior changes with respect to individual characteristics. For example, competent people need less specific direction as compared to less competent people. The model supports the idea that no single leadership behavior is enough for a given task and group. Leadership behavior should be tailored to individual development levels on a given task. The model is also useful because it builds on other explanations of leadership that emphasize the role of task and relationship behaviors. Anyone can benefit from this model by attempting to diagnose the readiness of group members before choosing the right leadership style. As a result, this model has been widely used for leadership training programs. A challenge in applying this model is leader must stay focused which task a group member is performing at a given time and then adapt the appropriate behavior. Because assignments can change rapidly and group members are often working on more than one task in a day, the leader may have to keep shifting the styles.